Grace and peace to you, friends. My name is Ken Carter, and I serve as your bishop of the Western North Carolina Conference of the United Methodist Church. I'm just speaking now from the heart about what we are all experiencing in these days. I want to first thank God, who is always with us, God who provides for us and through us on behalf of others. I want to give thanks for our local churches across the 44 counties of our state, and especially the churches that are in the Smoky Mountain District, the Blue Ridge District, the Appalachian District, some in the Catawba Valley District, the western part of our Western Conference that has been most affected by these floods. It is a flood of historic proportions. We don't yet know the effects, but we know that it has greatly affected lives. There's the loss of a lot of lives, we're learning. The infrastructures have been destroyed, our road systems, our water systems. There's a lot that's on people. And we just want to first acknowledge that. Alongside that, I want to thank God for you and for our spiritual leaders, our clergy, our lay leaders who are holding your communities together, and even in the midst of trauma, are helping us to be externally focused. We are our brother, our sister, our siblings' keeper. And I think of some extraordinary models of how you are being externally focused during these days. Central United Methodist Church in Shelby, David Lee, asked their people to bring their grills and food that was thawing in the absence of power. And so they set up their grills and they fed over 300 people in their community, hungry people who were not only hungering for a meal, a good meal, but also hungering for a neighbor, for someone who would listen, with whom they could connect. That's a biblical story. That's the feeding of the 5,000. And I thank God for that. I thank God for a church like Myers Memorial in Gastonia, who have named a lot of the churches across our conference that have been affected, and people have committed to be prayerful with them. And Sally Queen, who's a native of the mountains, who in tangible ways is also taking material goods there. I'm grateful for Myers Park United Methodist Church in Charlotte that's taking massive amounts of water to the west. We know that water and infant formula are two tangible needs in many of these communities, and these are ways we can be a part of that. We know that we are right now in the midst of this trauma. It is devastating, it is dangerous, and the first response of those who are doing search and rescue, the first response is by trained professionals. And we want to support them and honor them by allowing them to do that work. A great story here is that the Lake Junaluska Assembly, I'm grateful to Ken Howell and his leadership. They are housing the search and rescue people in Haywood County. They are housing them. They are feeding them. The food is being airlifted into them. That's one of our ministries, a place we love, and they have redirected their mission toward saving lives. That's happening. I'm grateful to First United Methodist Church in Hickory and the West Jefferson Church and First United Methodist Church in Hendersonville, who have become community hubs. People know these churches, they trust them. These are places they can gather, draw strength, and serve their neighbors. There are many other stories. If I didn't mention your church, or your leadership, know that I'm grateful for it, and we will tell that story in the days to come. This is not a sprint, it's a marathon. A couple of additional words I would say are just to pace yourself. We have been through this adrenaline rush of what's happening now and trying to respond quickly to tragedy as we know about it, but this is not a sprint, it's a marathon. and we are going to be here for the long haul. And so I encourage you to breathe and to pay attention to your spiritual disciplines, to stay connected to your friendships. If I could just be very honest, I would encourage you not to do a lot of doom scrolling endlessly in social media. It's important to stay informed, but at least for me, there's a limit to what I can do there. We are blessed by some amazing partners, and one of those is the United Methodist Committee on Relief. I've been through natural disasters in my ministry, and my wife has, not only in the U.S. but in Haiti. And they are our partners. We have supported UMCOR in the past as an annual conference in profound ways. They will support us through this crisis and walk with us. We have other partners, and in the days to come, you'll hear about significant resources that are going to assist us. We're not in this alone. So this is just a conversation I wanted to have with you. This is the mission. You are the mission. If you're listening to this and maybe you just have internet but no power yet, we see you and we want to know how you are, and we're doing that in a number of ways. We ask everyone to be patient with each other, and let's try to extend a lot of grace toward each other. We are going to heal from this. We're going to rebuild from this. And God's going to use the connection. God's going to use our relationships. God's going to use the goodness of the people of our annual conference to help us emerge from this. Thank you for listening. Let's stay connected with each other, and God bless you.